What's up, everyone? It is Thursday morning, and you're listening to The Drive-In on TBS efm, and I'm your go-to guy for the hour, Brian Jew. Thursday is here, and you know what that means? That means I'm feeling good. You know why? Because we have Friday, and then the weekend. One more day, then it's Friday, and then it's a holiday, actually, in Korea. What holiday are you guys thinking about? It's a holiday here in Korea. It's called Seollal, or the Lunar New Year. Is coming up this weekend. So everyone in Korea is very happy about that. Everyone's going to have off from work, spend time with their families and all that, whatnot. Apparently I won't be, obviously, because I'll be here in the studio, and I can't be with my parents because they're in the States. And also, to all the people who are still going on about 2012 is the end of the world, stop it. It's not. It ain't going to happen. The Solar New Year happened last month, and a lot of people are like, you know what? It's not the Solar New Year, it's the Lunar New Year that the world's going to end. And still, technically, 2012 to the people who believe in that Lunar New Year mumbo-jumbo stuff. But I got something for y'all. It's not going to end. So all you listeners out there who are freaking about the 2012 stuff, about the end of the world, stop believing all that hocus-pocus stuff. Anyways, we're going to start off with a song from the 2008 film, What Happens in Vegas. Here's Grace Kelly singing Mika. Once again, that was Grace Kelly singing Mika from the What Happens in Vegas original soundtrack. And welcome back to The Drive-In. I'm your host, Brian Jew. And for the next part of the show, I want to remind you guys how to get in contact with us. You can call the studio at 02-778-1013 or send us a text at sharp 1013 for a charge of 51 to your smartphones, or simply send us an email at efmdrivein@gmail.com. Or you can send us a tweet at efmdrivein. You can also send us requests, shout outs, anything, any suggestions you want to tell us about, talk about, but make sure the requests are from a movie or a TV show. But make sure you contact us. That's very important. But right now it's time for the scene of the day. All right, with today's scene of the day, I want to ask you a question. Do you all like Spider-Man? Everyone likes Spider-Man. And you know, in the first Spider-Man film that came out in 2002, we fell in love with this character all over again. And it's pretty interesting, though, that they show how he got his name in this movie. Yes, because a lot of people probably assume that the person who created Spider-Man just gave him the name. But actually, in this scene, Peter Parker, who is not yet Spider-Man, but has the power, is going to fight Bonesaw McGraw for $3,000. And a little known fact, Bonesaw is played by none other than Randy the Macho Man Savage. Rest in peace, Macho Man. Remember him in those commercials too? I can't talk about what food or brand he was talking about. I was like, snap it to it. There, I'm going to mumble the last part. Yeah, I remember those commercials growing up. I loved those little snacks. They're very good for kids. Not the greatest tasting thing in the world, but it was pretty good when you wanted a quick snack. Also, the ring announcer is played by Bruce Campbell from the Evil Dead films as well. To be honest, I'm not a nerd, but I was going to say this movie and this scene is a nerd's dream come true. So let's listen to how Amazing Spider-Man gets his name. So in the scene, Peter goes to fight Bonesaw and calls himself the Human Spider. And the announcer thinks that's a corny name, you know, and he changes it to Amazing Spider-Man. So it's pretty much the announcer who changes his name and gives him his name. And then they're fighting, and Peter gets a little creeped out and scared, of course, because Macho Man, he's a scary dude in real life. And the Human Spider... Peter, come on. That announcer did you a huge favor. I mean, who wants to be called the Human Spider when you can be Spider-Man? That's a cool name, Spider-Man. Actually, I wouldn't want to call it Spider-Man. I don't look like a spider. Anyways, in this film was one of the probably the best films that resurrected all the superhero genre films as well. And it started Superman started in 1970s. But you know, those films went pretty, you know, shallow. It got a little stupid. And then Batman came along in the 1980s, and people still thought it was great. But then after they switched directors, nobody ended up watching those films because the films went down the drain. And then people thought that superheroes were too silly for films in the late 1990s. But then this film came along and showed us why we fell in love with them in the first place. So we're going to listen to a song from the film. And this is Sum 41 with What We're All About. That was Sum 41. Yes, it's a great song. Very, you know, hyperactive song. Makes you get up. But right now, I'm going to tell you what's coming up on today's show. It's Thursday, and normally Olivia would be here for Cray Cray Thursday, but I have a special announcement. Olivia will be here tomorrow, and so will Jason Becherface, because Olivia will try to defend her title in the Drive-In Jeopardy quiz game. Yes, tomorrow we're going to have another Drive-In Jeopardy quiz game. It's going to be fun. Lots of fun. But who will win? Will Olivia continue her man-mashing ways and toss Jason aside? Or will Jason use his extensive academic knowledge of film to rise to the top? Stay tuned tomorrow for Driving Jeopardy! So if you guys think Olivia win, Jason win, let us know what you think is going to happen tomorrow. You can tweet us, send us messages, but most importantly, tune in tomorrow to find out what's going to happen. With that said, it's time for the next song request, and the next song request is requested by Keiko. And it's for a song from Isungcheol and Christina, and the song is called I Believe. It's from the 2011 film My Way, starring Jo Odagiri, can't pronounce that name, and Jang Dong-gun. Yes, and this is a pretty interesting war movie that shows what life was for Koreans in the Japanese army during World War II. And also shows a friendship between a Japanese and a Korean at the same time. It's pretty interesting. So let's check out the song. This is Isungcheol and Christina. Check it out, y'all. Once again, that was Isungcheol and Christina with the song I Believe from the 2011 film My Way. And we have another song request, because that's what we're all about here, from the 1986 animated film An American Tail. Do you remember this film? This is a cute film. It was one about the Russian mouse family, the Mousekewitz, and they moved to America. But the son, Fievel, he gets tossed overboard in a crazy storm, and he survives and makes it to New York on his own. And then he spends the rest of the film trying to find his family. And there's so many good songs in this film. And to me, it's really cute because it's a little mouse. And he's got this cute little voice. And in this song that we're going to play for you guys, I was requested by Mia, who I know as AKA, I don't want to say her name. She's going to probably be like, why'd you say my name on blast on radio? But I know who you are, Duna. So I want to thank you for requesting this lovely song. It's one of the songs I love listening to. I'm not sure it's going to be the pop version or the mouse version. I call it the mouse version because it's the little kid singing it in the actual film. He's like, somewhere out there. It's so cute. And if you guys didn't see this movie, go out and see this movie. It's, you know, especially if you have kids. Kids will love this film. Kids fall in love with the mouse, and they learn to respect mice. Exactly. Yes. You don't think mouse or mice are disgusting little rodents. They actually become really cute, furry, fuzzy animals. So with that said, I want to play this song for you guys from an American Tail original soundtrack, and here's Somewhere Out There. Welcome back to the Drive-In, and we got our man Eugene in the studio for the top 5 films in Korea right now.
Yeah, normally you'd be like, it's Cry Cry with Olivia, but I gotta say hi to Bri Bri.
He said yesterday that he wasn't going to attempt to rhyme, but now he's on a rhyme like high, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yes, you're good. I didn't rhyme today. You did.
Yep.
Oh, wow. You stealing my thunder.
Thunder.
Man. Thunder like a blunder. What's a blunder?
A blunder is a mistake.
Okay. Oh, there you go. Thunder like a blunder.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Why would I guess thunder is kind of a mistake.
This whole situation is a mistake because you took my thunder.
My bad.
Yes.
My bad. Hey,
anyways, yeah.
Respect mice, really? You get to respect mice? That's pretty funny.
Well, the thing is, people use mice as like, snake food or, you have mice trap around the house.
Pets.
But as pets.
Yeah.
You respect them as pets. That's what I meant. Like,
okay.
They have feelings too.
I will say one thing, in that movie, the mice were a lot cuter than real mice.
Real mice scare me, actually.
Yeah.
I'll be
honest.
honest.
They're wearing little clothes and everything.
I know, and they have cute little voices and everything.
Yeah. And you were singing the song, this Somewhere Out There. Back in the 80s, like, everybody was singing that song on the playground. Like, oh, I love Fievel and his
Especially
sister.
the way Fievel sang, it was so cute.
Yeah, and he's like all crying and everything. Oh, I missed that movie.
I'm going to watch it again.
I probably will rent that and watch it again. Yeah,
yes.
Definitely. So let's get into the top 5. And
yes.
Speaking of kids' movies, the number 5 movie, number 5.
5.
Wow. Okay, that's actually appropriate because it's Hotel Transylvania. Of course, we've said before many times that Hotel Transylvania, it's like, the movie where Adam Sandler's Dracula, and he has a daughter named Maevie, and it's her 118th birthday. Ooh. And, he's built this Hotel Transylvania to give the monsters a place so they could be away from the humans, because humans are always, like, trying to kill the monsters and everything, right? But, they're actually not really mean guys.
But why would vampires want to live any longer than 118 years?
Well, they want to live forever. Actually, I don't know if they want to, but, they're immortal, pretty much.
Well, not immortal, because if they get stabbed by a wooden stake or something, they die.
That's true, but everybody dies if they get stabbed by a wooden stake. You would die, I would die.
Yes, but I'm saying vampires in general. If you're 118 years old.
Yeah.
There'd come a time when you're like, you know what, Dad? Now it's time for me to pass on. I've lived this life too long.
Yeah, or you'd be like, I'm bored. There's nothing left to do. I've seen everything. I've done everything. I've eaten lots of different kind of people. You know, like that would get boring after a while, I suppose.
Yes.
But think about all the accumulated knowledge that you could keep if you were immortal. Like, you know.
That is true.
You could master every language in the world.
That is true.
You could become an expert in science and technology or whatever. You know, it'd be amazing.
But you'd still die from the sun.
Yeah, that's true. I guess you couldn't be able to eat much Korean food either because you'd be allergic to garlic, which that's a shame.
Why does it have to be Korean food? It could be any food. Like
any food with garlic, you know.
Oh, that's true.
Italian food, you can't eat that. That's why there are no vampires in Korea and there are no vampires in Italy because all the food would just keep them away, right?
Hold up. This is a fact that you just...
Well, have you ever seen one in either of those places? No, right?
No, there was a Korean drama.
Yeah.
TV show with Korean vampires on it.
Oh, that's true. But he was not eating kimchi.
What was
there
he
was
eating?
never a scene. He was eating that lady.
But people can be 느끼해.
Well, I guess so. But I'm just saying, of course there aren't really vampires, but that's just what we were saying. Okay, let's go on to number 2. This is 백수 건달. Actually, I'm sorry. This was number 4, not number 2. My bad.
Okay, yeah.
Because we started with 5, and then
So number 4 is 박수 건달.
But it was in second place last time, and it's now at 3.8% of the audience. It's down 3 spots. And this is the one with the crime boss, and he has a trusted right-hand man. And then a rival criminal tries to stab him basically, so he can become the right-hand man. So it's, a lot of infighting in the mafia. I still haven't seen it, but I know someone who has and said it's really good. It reminded her of The Sopranos, kind of.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sopranos is a great TV show.
It's a good TV show, but it's like really compact to this movie. But you get to see how the underworld in Korean setting actually operates.
Okay.
That is, if this is a true story. I don't know. I mean, it's obviously not a true story, but if this is what the mafia in Korea is like, then maybe,
Okay. So, are you trying to imitate me?
No, I'm not.
We didn't go there.
I'm sorry.
Don't do that. It's.
Oh, you trying to imitate Jason now?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna imitate every nationality once on their program.
Okay, that would be pretty interesting.
At least once. Okay.
All right, shall we go on to number 3?
3.
Okay, number 3. This is at 10.1%, and this is also up really high from last week, but it's still in the 3rd place. It's Pororo, the racing adventure.
And I saw commercials for this.
You saw commercials for it?
It's like Mario Kart. They're like on a snow sled ride thing.
Hey, there's an idea. You should pitch it. You should make the Pororo racing adventure video game.
I would make so much money.
Yes, it would. Because, those Mario Kart games, they were so much fun.
They are still fun.
They are still fun, but they need to make more of them.
Yes.
They need to have more tracks or something. But if they can't, you could have the Pororo racing adventure video game, and like all the Korean kids would be playing that.
Or they can add the characters to that very famous computer game. I don't want to say it out loud because I might be just, promoting that video game. But I'm saying
GTA.
No. The
GTA?
Korean computer game that they play in PC bombs.
The KR game.
Yes. But I mean, if they add the Pororo characters, I'm pretty sure little kids would love it.
Absolutely.
Make a lot of money. So I came up with the idea. So Pororo people, send me some royalties. What's up?
Yeah, the thing about Pororo, though, like all the kids that I know that are below the age of 4, they love Pororo. And like, my nephew, actually, he was obsessed with it, but now he's into Power Rangers for some reason. So I guess he's getting a little bit older. And
then the kids from the ages from like 8 to 12, aren't they into Brownie, that dog?
Yeah. But this is like, I remember before I said this is probably the most famous Korean character overseas. And I think it is. I mean, if you remember the character Mashimaru from the 90s, he was pretty popular back then, but this is way beyond that.
Was he a rabbit?
He was a rabbit
with small eyes.
Had small eyes, and he like had a thing with toilet plungers,
Okay.
And like he'd play with his stuff with the pig. I don't know. There was a pig, and he'd throw his stuff at him. It was weird. I guess
the way you're explaining it is weird. Let's just go on.
Okay. Yes. Let's go on to the real number 2. Okay, this is Miracle in the Cell, or 7번 7번 방의 선물.
I thought it was 살인범. I was like, that's a killing movie?
I'm sorry. This is
7번 방의 선물, yes.
It's still at 42.2%, which is good, but it's still a number 2 because something else actually outpaced it. This is the mentally handicapped guy who loves his daughter very much, but he's falsely accused of a crime and sent to prison, and later his daughter becomes a lawyer, and she works to prove his innocence. And we said before that it sounds very similar to I Am Sam, but from someone who has seen it, I haven't seen it, but somebody, again, saw this and told me that it's nothing like I Am Sam.
Of course. I mean, it just sounds like the way it's written, but I'm pretty sure it's got their own little taste to it.
That's true, but you didn't let me finish the sentence. The person said,
shoot,
it's nothing like I Am Sam because I Am Sam was way better.
Who said that? Who said that?
I cannot say the name.
I feel like I know who it is.
Oh yeah?
Are they in this building?
They are not in this building.
Okay.
Not today. But no, she didn't say that it was a bad movie.
Oh, it's a she. Okay.
Yes, she didn't say it was a bad movie. She said it was a good movie, but I Am Sam was just really good. Because, Sean Penn is an amazing actor.
That is true.
Okay. Shall we go on to number 1? What was that?
That was like a record or a tape, cassette tape when it gets stretched out.
Ah, right. You have to put the pencil back in the tape and rewind it up. A lot of people below the age, like if they're born in the 90s, they're not going to remember that because all they remember is CDs and MP3s.
I love tapes. I don't love tapes, but remember how you had to make a mixtape?
Yeah.
You have to put the tape cassette in the thing, put the CD in, push record, and stop at the right time.
I was more ghetto than that because
what'd you do?
I had to tape the stuff off the radio.
That wasn't ghetto.
No, it was because I couldn't buy the CD, so I'd be sitting there waiting. When are they going to play my song? When are they going to play my song?
I was ghetto because I was recording tapes off of tapes, and that makes it slower and the quality weaker.
Oh, so mixtapes off of me. Well, let's go and talk about the movie. We didn't say it yet. It's called Berlin. The Berlin File. This has 43.4% of the audience. And it's about a South Korean NIS agent and his team as they stake out the Grand Westin Hotel in Berlin, Germany, and they watch an illegal weapons deal that's about to take place between a Middle Eastern buyer and an unidentified North Korean seller and a Russian broker. And they got to break that up. Okay. And they got to, solve the crime, I guess.
All right.
But because we took too much time, let's listen to a song. This is from the Hotel Transylvania soundtrack. It's Call Me Maybe.
Once again, that was Call Me Maybe from the Hotel Transylvania original soundtrack. And right now we have Eugene still in the studio, and it's time for Now Playing Fridays.
Yes, Now Playing Fridays. You were just talking during the break. Adam Sandler. Very easy to depict, you were saying?
He is. I know his voice and everything.
Yeah, he's great. And he's been in so many good movies. But it seems like in a lot of the movies, he's always playing the same character almost.
That's pretty much it. He's got that voice!
Yeah.
Yes.
But of course, in Dracula, he has the, Eastern European accent.
But you can still tell it's Adam Sandler.
Of course. All right, let's go into Now Playing Friday. Today we're going to talk about...
Actually, it's Thursday, but we're going to talk about the movies that are playing till Friday, pretty much.
Right.
We want to keep the name the same.
It's Now Playing Thursday because it's Thursday, right. Oh, I keep forgetting.
And a lot of movies come out on Thursday here in Korea.
Yeah?
Yes.
That's true. So the movie today is A Great Day to Die Hard. Now,
the new Bruce Willis film.
It's the fifth Die Hard movie.
Oh, right? Dang it. I didn't know there's so many.
Yeah, there are a lot, and we're going to talk about them all. Now, unfortunately, I have not seen this movie, and it's not even out in the States yet, to tell you the truth.
What?
We got it first. We got it a week
I didn't
early.
know that. I'm going to see it now and put it on my Facebook and Twitter.
I think you might get sued for that.
Yeah, I know.
But, I mean, you should, like...
I won't say what movie it's about, or movie, the title. I'll just say the ending.
Maybe
I'm just joking.
What you could do is, like, put it on VHS. Like in the old days?
Who has a VHS player
I'm just kidding. All right, so we both have not seen this film, unfortunately. But one thing that it's about, I just tell you, John McClane, that's the character that Bruce Willis plays.
Yes.
He travels to Russia to help out his wayward son, Jack, only to discover that Jack is a CIA operative working to prevent a nuclear weapons heist. So they have to team up against the underworld forces in Russia.
Okay.
That's pretty interesting. John McClane goes from just like a mild-mannered New York City cop, and now he's breaking up, international incidents in Russia.
With his son, Jack McClane.
Yes, exactly. And it's pretty interesting. And, the catchphrase from the Die Hard films was, Yippee-ki-yay, mother, haha, right?
Yippee-ki-yay, mother, bong, dong, dong.
Yes, exactly. Well, in this one, because they're in Russia, the catchphrase is, Yippee-ki-yay, mother Russia.
That's really?
Yeah, that's what he says in there. It's pretty...
Okay.
There was all these posters that said that on it, and he's like, oh, okay, well, it's, Die Hard in Russia, I guess.
Okay.
But, because we haven't really seen this one, I'm sure it's going to be good. But I wanted to talk about all of the Die Hard films that led up to this one. So you remember the first Die Hard movie. I think you had Action Monday with Mike, and you talked about it.
We talked about it, yes, we did.
Yeah, that's the one where... it's actually based on a best-selling novel called Nothing Lasts Forever. And John McClane, played by Bruce Willis, of course, takes on a group of highly organized criminals led by Hans Gruber, who perform a heist under the guise of a terrorist attack using hostages, including McClane's wife. And that was in the skyscraper in LA.
Right? I remember that.
And, that's the first one, and that's probably the best one that I've seen. Have you seen it?
Of course. The first one is always the best one.
Not always. But
majority of the time.
Yeah, that's true. But this one was definitely a good movie, and that's why it led to so many sequels, I think. So then we can go on to the second one, which was, I don't remember the title, but it was Die Hard 2, I guess. Yeah, it was just called Die Hard 2. And this time they're in Washington, D.C., and there's some terrorists in Washington Dulles International Airport. And John McClane is waiting for the plane where his wife is going to land, but the terrorists attack, and so he has to deal with the terrorists and get them... deal with the problem before the planes can land. And if they run out of gas and they're going to crash, so there's that whole element that he's, under some time limit and everything. But, this one, it was just trying to capture the magic of the first, and I would say it didn't do it quite as well, but it still wasn't a bad film. Have you seen this one?
I don't remember. I think I saw it. I know I saw a majority of the Die Hard films, but I don't remember the storylines off the top of my head right now. Okay,
yeah. Well, it's not very memorable, but the third one was it called Live Free or Die Hard? No, it was Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Yes.
And this was the one with Samuel L. Jackson in it, in New York. Now, this one was funny.
I did see this one.
You did see this one? Yeah, it was really funny. And, Samuel L. Jackson, I think at that time he had just finished Pulp Fiction, so he was just, rising to the peak of his popularity. We need to have, like, a tough guy in our film. What should we do? Oh, I know, Samuel L. Jackson, let's get him. He's like, I don't know if that's a really good role. It doesn't matter. Samuel L. Jackson's awesome. We should get him.
He did a good job in the film.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was a good film. Now, I think this was supposed to be the last one, I think. Because, people always have... the third movie is the last, usually. They want to have trilogies, so Back to the Future had 3 movies. Rocky was supposed to only have 3, but it ended up having 6. Because, this franchise is popular, so they decided to make a 4th one in 2007, which was called Live Free to Die Hard. Now, this is the only one I've actually seen in the theaters.
Okay.
Have you seen this one?
I didn't see this one.
Okay, this one I saw in Korea in the theaters with a bunch of friends. And, it was pretty good. It showed that, maybe John McClane isn't very tech savvy. Because, now these days we have computers and internet and, the security system in your house that's connected. Yeah, everything like that. And like, there's one scene I remember from that one where he's like, there's a webcam. And then the terrorist is looking at him on the webcam. So then he covers the webcam and he keeps talking to the guy behind him. He's like, hey, don't tell him, but we're going to try this. And he's like, the terrorist is like, if you just cover the webcam, I can still hear you. You didn't cover the microphone. Like, what are you thinking, man? I don't know. It's just kind of funny. One thing about this movie, though, it's one of those movies where they say it's in D.C., but it was actually filmed in Baltimore, but they didn't acknowledge that. So if you were to watch it and you're from Baltimore, you'd be like, that's totally Baltimore. I can totally see that.
Okay.
But, that's a recurring theme that we've complained about here because I think our writer is from Baltimore, maybe. Okay.
Maybe.
All right. Now, let's go into... Yeah, so those were all of them. And I think the Die Hard series is pretty good. We couldn't find a song from the new Die Hard movie because the OST, or the soundtrack, is not released yet. So we're going to play a song from the very first... Yes, exactly. This is Stevie Wonder with Skeletons. And I will see you next Wednesday, Brian.
See you next Wednesday. That was Stevie Wonder himself with Skeletons from the first Die Hard movie original soundtrack. And right now it's time to wrap up the show, but please stick around because we have 1013 Main Street with An Jung-hyun next. And if you're tuning in from GFN area, then stay tuned for Hello Korea. And right now we're going to go play the last song of the hour. And it's a request from 3876. This is Josh Groban singing Remember Me from the 2004 film Troy. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for Driving Jeopardy! This is Brian Ju signing off.